Welcome to Whirligig Workshop, where work is done just for fun. This series of videos will cover the journey taken to create a whirligig showing a cyclist with a mechanism moving legs. I will not be showing how to use any equipment, as there are people who can do that better than me. I hope you enjoy the journey as much as I did. This is the second video in the series and deals with the construction of the Windvane, the base and the drive shaft.
First thing we tackle is to do the vane. I've got a template made up, because I've made a couple of these, but you can actually just draw it from the plans. Mark it out, cut it, 4mm ply, and that's your vane.
Here we have the parts for the base cut out of 19mm pine. The platform, the drive mount, the bicycle mount, the drive cover, mounting blocks, brass tube for the sleeve and a few screws. The first thing we have to do is to take the drive mount and put a groove along here wide enough to fit the tube. With the router bit, the size of the tube, set to 9.5mm from the fence and set to the same height as the tube. And there we have our groove. We now need to put in the tube to act as a sleeve.
So using our U-Butte copper pipe cutter, we're going to cut two bits that are 15mm. Right. These two fit in here, like so. Yeah, just make sure that they're deep enough and that fits nice and snug. Yeah, we'll glue that again later. And all we need to do is test it and make sure that we have a nice straight. There we go. Yeah. Next thing we have to do is actually fit these to here, like so. The lines have already been drawn. What we'll do, right, is we've drilled the holes along the lines. We have countersunk them. Now, it's very important to get these right. So what we'll do is we'll mark the bottoms with this. A little bit out. We'll then put that in the right spot, press it down, right, and you end up with the two marks underneath here. Alright. Do the same for this one. Let's put the screws through. Right. This. Yeah. And we've got our two little screws. Alright. Good idea is actually to screw one and then screw drill and screw the other one. So we'll just go drill a hole. Now that we've got it together, next thing is to get a groove in here, so that all screwed. And now we just mark where that is. That. Now we go and we cut a groove in there. Come back, put the groove. You can put that. We cut another bit of tube to go in there. Now we've got our drive shaft perfectly aligned. Just check that's deep enough so that below the surface here. And that for the moment is done.
The drive shaft is made of 1/8 inch brass rod. It has a small thread on one end and a larger one on the other. A tube is placed as a sleeve. It is imperative that it is correctly aligned. Put a thread on the rod for about 5 millimeters to allow for a nut to be placed. Do the first bend ensuring a right angle. Do the second bend, again ensuring a right angle. Cut a piece of tube that acts as a sleeve. Place the sleeve on the shaft. Locate the next bend. Ensure the shaft will turn correctly. Do the next bend. Try not to bend the sleeve too much. Ensure the sleeve turns freely. Do the next bend. Do the next bend. Do the next bend. Adjust the shaft to ensure correct alignment. Cut the shaft to the correct length and thread to a distance to fit the propeller and a stop nut. The next video in the journey is about the bicycle. If you have any comments on how I can improve my presentation, please post them in the comments. Thank you and have a nice day.